Hello everyone, my name is Justin Prince and welcome to episode 8 of my NBA 2K77 MyLeague. We look to become one of the greatest dynasties of the 1970s and 80s. Last episode we signed Bob Dandridge to a 4-year contract, as well as drafted Jack Sigma along with Robert Reed. To begin the 1977-78 season, there were a lot of high expectations, including that this team could become a playoff contender. While it's not one of the best teams in the NBA, there is a chance we can get one of the lower seeds if we can perform. Today, the pressure is on to perform against Bill Walton in the Portland Trail Blazers. The Trail Blazers went 66-16 last season. Walton's the reigning MVP. Lionel Hollins made the first team all-rookie team and second team all-defense last season. And Johnny Davis is a very versatile scorer for this team. Keep in mind they did lose one of their top players at power forward in the offseason. That, of course, going to the Houston Rockets. That player in particular, Maurice Lucas, the reigning defensive player of the year. So they have lost some firepower for their organization. They replaced him with Bob Love, who scored more than 20 points per game for Chicago last season. With that though, the pressure is on to perform in today's matchup. We're on the road to start the 1977-78 season. Let's go. You're looking at pregame introductions just moments ago, where the Portland Trail Blazers and the Seattle SuperSonics look to start the 1977-78 NBA season in style. Who will come away on top of this Western Conference tilt? Find out next on NBA on CBS. The following is a special presentation of the National Basketball Association on CBS. We welcome you to Portland Memorial Coliseum, where the Trailblazers host the Seattle SuperSonics to begin the 1977-78 season. Let's take a look at your starting lineups. First with Bill Russell and the Seattle SuperSonics is Slick Watts, Brad Brown, Bob Dandridge, Jim Brewer, and Jack Sigma, the starting five. While for Jack Ramsey in the Portland Trail Blazers, it's Lionel Hollins, Johnny Davis, Bob Gross, Bob Love, and Bill Walton, your starting five from Portland. CBS is proud to bring you coverage of the start of the 1977-78 season as we are underway from Portland. The Trailblazers win the tip. Lionel Hollins takes it across the timeline, gives it to Bob Love. Guarded by Jim Brewer for the first possession of the season, give it to Bob Gross. Bob Dandridge on the coverage, down to 8 on the shot clock. Johnny Davis, a 12 points per game score from last season, drives in. And he'll go to the line to shoot for 2. It's Jack Sigma, called for his first personal first-team foul of 77-78. Last season, the Portland Trail Blazers went 66-16 and were eliminated in a 4-0 sweep by the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference semifinals. Johnny Davis makes the first 2 and drains the second. The 82.9% free throw shooter from last season starts the year 2 for 2. With it for the first possession of the season for Seattle is Slick Watts, screen set by Brewer. Fred Brown with it now. Jack Sigma trying to cut inside, pass back outside to Dandridge. Dandridge, the top signing for Seattle for 76-77's offseason, drains the bucket. He's 1 for 1 to start. Approaching 1 minute into the first quarter here on CBS, I'm Justin Prince. As the Portland Trail Blazers watch as Slick Watts slams it in for the Seattle SuperSonics. And Seattle now has their first lead. It's 4-2 early on. Last season, the Portland Trail Blazers averaged 116.7 points per game. One of the top scoring teams in the entire league. Bill Walton led the way for them in that category. Hollins, one of its top scorers as well, no good on the drive inside. Taken up by Brown, finding Sigma, the second overall pick in the NBA draft. Rejected by Walton, rejected again. Brewer tries to pass it baseline, goes out of bounds, Portland possession. And a disastrous possession for the Seattle SuperSonics that time. Approaching 90 seconds into the first quarter. Hollins, guarded by Watts, gets the screen set, cuts inside over Brewer, can't get it to go off the window. Lionel Hollins, the first team All-Rookie. 0 for 2 to start off the season. Dandridge. Isolation with Gross. Gets the screen set. Goes for the launch. Can't get the bounce. Brewer gets the rebound. Sigma down low. Passes it out of bounds. And Portland will be given possession. They say it goes off Brewer out of bounds. And the past couple possessions have not gone how Seattle's looked forward to. They were 38-44 last season, the second worst record in the NBA. They also averaged 106.4 points per game. Driving inside, Hollins rejected. Second chance now for Walton. Walton off the switch, no good. Rebounded by Sigma, his second board of the night. With it is Brown. Trying to drive in, wide open paint. Jim Brewer over the defense, can't get it to go. Second chance now for Seattle with a fresh shot clock. Dandridge, he cuts inside, he gets it to go. And a timeout called by Portland. It's a 6-2 run to start for Seattle. And despite the turnovers, Portland struggling from the field early. 6-2 your score, 9:27 to go here in the first quarter on CBS. I'm Justin Prince. Welcome back. As Slick Watts starts with a personal foul directly out of the timeout. So far, it's been a struggle for the field from the Trailblazers. With the 2 made free throws for them on the game, Seattle has made 3 shots from the field. Gross gets the screen from Walton, and Dandridge called for the personal. Hard shove on Walton that time on the screen. First personal for Dandridge. When it comes to Dandridge, it was a big signing for Seattle, as talked about earlier. The 1971 NBA champion. Picked up a 4th All-Star bid last season for the Bucks. Averaged 19.8 points per game, 11.4 rebounds, 7.2 assists, and 1.4 steals per game. He watches as the shot is missed once more from the Trailblazers. They haven't scored in almost 3 minutes. Sigma, the rookie, out of the double team, finds Dandridge. Long jumper, no good. Tap back, wide open to Davis for the running layup, and finally Portland breaks the scoring drought. Davis has 4 this game. He averaged 12 points per game last season for the Trailblazers, while shooting about 46.8% from the field. Brown, long jumper, downtown Brown, no good. Taken up by Davis. Davis knocks over Slick Watts, and rejected by Brewer. Pass back out to Gross. Out to Hollins. Hollins resets the play. Davis, jumper from the free throw line, no good. Picked up by Brewer on the rebound. Jim Brewer acquired mid-season by Seattle last campaign. Well, watches it stripped away by Hollins. Walton cutting in for the right-handed stop. And Bill Walton, the reigning MVP, is on the board with his first bucket. Portland now tied things up at 6 with Seattle, approaching halfway through this first quarter. Brewer, down low, rejected. Sigma, down low, draws the whistle. And he'll go to the line to shoot for 2 for the first time in his NBA career. And the first of 2 is good for Sigma. Now for Jack Sigma, he was a 2-time first-team Division III All-American collegiately in 1976 and 77, scoring 2,272 career points and recording 1,405 boards. He's 2 for 2 to start off his NBA career, as now the Trailblazers trail by 2. Lionel Hollins trying to find separation, gets the screen from Walton. Nearly poked loose by Watts, is poked loose. Stolen away by Seattle. Watts tries to pass it to Dandridge, intercepted by Walton. Wide open is Davis for another bucket. And Davis, the leading scorer early on in this one, has 6 points for Portland. Watts now off to Jim Brewer this time for the post play. To Brown. Downtown Brown with a bit of separation, giving it to Brewer instead. 1-on-1 down low in the post, trying to draw contact, no whistle. Bob Love with the rebound. Hollins now takes it back up, finding Walton. Passed out to Love. Love over top the defense. No good, but put back in by Walton. Portland now leads 10-8. 6:33 to go in the first quarter. Sigma on the drive with the mismatch. Yes. And a good start for Sigma. 4 points, 4 rebounds to begin this game. Both teams shooting 4 for 12 from the field. Gross to Hollins. Screen set again by Walton. Again, pick and roll. This time, contact. And Sigma's called for a second personal. 22-18 your score for the Portland Trailblazers. Under 30 minutes to go here in the first quarter on CBS. With the ball is the SuperSonics. Reed, Green, Wilkerson, Brewer, and Johnson. The 5 as Johnson cuts in for the bucket. Dennis Johnson coming off a fairly impressive rookie season. 11 points per game, 3.6 rebounds, 3.5 assists per game coming off the bench. A majority of the campaign. With it is Petrie. Down to 9 on the shot clock. Taking his time, driving past 2 defenders, gets it to go with the left hand in traffic. And it's been that type of a first quarter defensively for Seattle, especially the past few minutes. They've been struggling to protect the paint, even with multiple defenders. It is now Green. Passed out to Johnson. Johnson again drives. Johnson this time short. Rebounded by Portland. Petrie stops, slows down the tempo, finds Corky Calhoun for the slam. Calhoun left undefended with the help coming in from Seattle. And now Portland leads by 6. Under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Jump shot, no good. Rebounded once more by Portland. Towards it, able to find Calhoun that time. One back towards it once more. Battling in the post is Calhoun. Petrie tries to cut in. Gets 2 defenders to jump. Towards it once more. In the corner with 3 on the shot clock. Can't find separation. Can't get the jump shot to go. Rebounded once more by Green. Seattle picking up the tempo. Finding Brewer for the two-handed stuff. Jim Brewer just 2 for 7 from the field so far in this game. It's been ice-cold shooting when he hasn't had open paint. Quick shot, good, Petrie. And Petrie, another good bucket for Portland. Johnson, able to find Green, gets rejected. Picked up by Seattle for the second chance. Johnson, screen set by Brewer. Brewer tries to cut in, Johnson now gives it out to Wilkerson. Wilkerson with 3. Over top 2 defenders, no good. Second chance, also no good. And a whistle called. It goes against Wilkerson. They say over the back. And that draws free throws this time for the Trailblazers. 1 for 2 at the stripe, go Portland. And Wilkerson now with it. Under 30 seconds to play, he cuts it in for the bucket. Trailblazers now lead by 5. Already 1 second different shot clock and game clock. Petrie, jumper, no. Picked up on the rebound by Reed, the rookie. With the shot clock off, will Seattle try and go for the quick shot, or will they try and run down the clock? They go for the quick shot, and Johnson will go to the line to shoot for 2. For Johnson, it was an ice-cold free throw shooting performance in 1976-77. He averaged just about 54% on the season. 1 for 2 at the stripe this time, brings to a 4-point game. Shot clock is off. Calhoun driving in to beat the buzzer, no good. And after 1 quarter of play, the Trailblazers lead 29-25 over Seattle. And we welcome you back to Portland Memorial Coliseum, where the Trailblazers lead 29-25 over the Seattle SuperSonics. I'm Justin Prince. Welcome back to CBS's coverage of opening day basketball in the NBA. A Sigma with the first possession of the quarter, no good. Seattle shot just 40% from the field in the first. On the floor for the Trailblazers, Gilliam, Petrie, Jones, Calhoun, and Love as Jones slams it down. Robin Jones brings it up to a 6-point lead again for the Trailblazers. Portland shot 43% from the field in the first quarter. Was also 9 for 10 from the charity stripe. As Brown poked loose and stolen away by Love. Love leads the fast break, slows it back down as he takes it across the timeline. Calhoun retreats back. Love tries to cut in. Calhoun trying to break away from his defender. Duds for the jump shot. No good. Picked up by Green on the rebound. Dandridge poked loose, stolen away by Calhoun this time. It's turning into a disastrous start to the quarter for Seattle. With it, Gilliam pumps twice. Calhoun now with it. Calhoun cuts in, rejected from behind. Jones still slams it in on the second chance points. And Portland now with their largest lead of the game, 8 points so far over Seattle. Approaching 90 seconds into the second quarter here on CBS. SuperSonics trail 33-25 as it's poked loose. Goes out of bounds. Seattle keeps possession. Cutting inside. Quick whistle. Slick Watts. Gilliam caught for the personal. As Watts will drain the first of 2. So far, it's been perfect shooting from the stripe from Seattle. 8 for 8 now with this trip to the line. Bring the gap down to 6 once more. Hollins has Walton battling down low in the post. Love with it. Hollins trying to find space on the right side. Given to Walton now in the low post. Over Sigma. The fader. No. 5th rebound by Sigma now this game. Sigma 1 for 3 from the field to start off his NBA career. As Watts on the play. Gets the screen from Dandridge. Tries to pass it off. Watts off the defender, rejected off the backboard and the rim. Back to Portland. Gilliam tries to cut in, and he'll go to the line to shoot for 2. Portland 17 bench points in the first quarter compared to just 9 for Seattle. Their bench has been very productive so far against the SuperSonics. As the free throws are good, extended back to an 8-point advantage. Just past 2 minutes of play in this quarter as Sigma, with the mismatch, draws contact. He'll go to the line to shoot for 2. And the free throw game starting to become very important here to begin today's matchup. It's the free goal percentages. Bill Walton, 3rd best in the NBA last season. Leader, Bob McAdoo, just under 70%. Love drives by Green, jump shot, no good. And the free agent signing from the Chicago Bulls for the Trailblazers not able to drain the bucket. Sigma, mismatch again, this time no good again. Hollins on defense, the second team all-defense point guard with the stop, and Love with the stop. Portland with all the momentum here early in this second quarter. Watts able to juke out his man, drives it wide open for the pro touch. And no defense that time on that possession from the Trailblazers. Gilliam running the play. Gets the screen set by Hollins. Driving through 2 defenders, this time no good. Kicked up to Watts. Watts finding Dandridge. Right hand layup, no good. Second chance, retreats it back out of the paint with a fresh 24. Brown, jump shot, no good off the front rim. Picked up on the rebound by Hollins. Kicked up to Gross. Gross, separation. He can't get it to go off the back screws. Watts now takes it across the timeline. Off to Green. Green rejected by Walton again. Gilliam now takes it up. Over top his defender, no good. Dandridge with his 3rd rebound. Leading the way in scoring, by the way, was a tie for multiple players in that first quarter. 6 points for Calhoun, Davis, and Brewer. With it is Dandridge. He gets the screen. Dandridge, the long J. Yes! Bob Dandridge having a quiet but impressive day to start off his time with the SuperSonics. He was a 56.7% field goal percentage shooter last season. He's caught for the reach in this time as the Trailblazers now reset. Quick jump shot, no good. Rebound picked up by Green. Brown to Dandridge. Fast break, slam, yes sir! Bob Dandridge now has 8 points, 4 coming in the past couple minutes alone. The SuperSonics are now starting to chip away at the disadvantage that they've had and have been struggling to close in on for the past few minutes. Hollins now with it, guarded by Watts. Roll set by Love. Hollins with the floater, no good. Love, second chance. He'll go to the line to shoot for 2. And the first free throw, no good from Love. Love last season a 75.6% shooter from the line. Averaged 20.6 points per game, 8.8 rebounds per game. 1 for 2 on that trip. Brings it to a 3-point lead once more for the Trailblazers. 5 minutes into the second quarter. Sigma, jump shot, yes sir! And the chip away effect continues here in Portland. The lead that was as high as about 8 points just minutes ago. It's down to just 1. Love, response, yes! And a lovely jump shot from Bob Love that time. Reed and Wilkerson getting ready to come into the game now for the SuperSonics as Watts gets a screen from Sigma. Thinks about the jump shot, thinks better of it. Back to Sigma. Guarded by Davis now in the post. Shoves off Davis. Trying to go for the post hook, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Green for a fresh 24. Watts, he tries to cut in again. Green sets the screen. Off to Dandridge. Shooks out Gross. Cutting in, no good. Rebounded by Portland. Davis now takes it up the floor. Gets it to go. Johnny Davis with the bucket once more. Extends the lead back out to 5. Watts with the screen from Green. Going for the pick and roll. Mismatch for Mike Green. Post hook. This time from up close. Gets it. His first points of the night. He had 6 rebounds before that made field goal. Resetting now are the Trailblazers. Just past halfway through the second quarter. Walton wide open to Hollins for the right-hand stuff. Hollins trying to rip down the bucket that time with the slam. For Walton, had 1 assist in the first quarter alone. Green off to Watts. Passing back out to Brown. 7 on the shot clock. Brown pumps. Off to Green. Back to Brown. Brown to break the cold streak for him. No. Green, second chance. No. Third chance retreats back out. Watts resets with a fresh 24. Green gets some separation in the post. Off to Watts. Gives it back to Brown. Brown sizes up. Brown cuts in. Given back to Green. 4 on the shot clock for Dandridge. Dandridge over the traffic. He'll go to the line to shoot for 2. And Dandridge, the first of 2 is good. And both are good to bring him to 10 points on the night so far. Wilkerson will make his way back off the bench. Coming in potentially for Dandridge on the next stoppage as Johnson pokes it loose. Johnson on the fast break, yes! And Seattle is back within 1 just like that. A 4-point swing in the span of 10 seconds. Under 5 minutes to play now in the first half here on CBS. Johnson spins around towards it. Towards it, trying to break away. Nearly poked loose. Now cuts back in. Once again guarded by Johnson and Green. Passes it back. And they'll go the other way. Too long in the paint. Seattle possession. It's talked about with Johnson, 11 points per game in his rookie campaign. So far, 7 points tonight, 2 assists. Proved a lot in the offseason, according to Bill Russell. Johnson drives it in, yes sir! And Seattle has come all the way back to take the lead for the first time since early in the first quarter. Jump shot, Calhoun to respond, no. Rebounded by Jim Brewer, his 7th board of the night. Reed scans the court to Dandridge. Dandridge past the point guard, yes! And the Boo Birds starting to come out at Portland Memorial Coliseum as the SuperSonics starting to pick up all the momentum in the closing stages of this first half. Reach and called. Bob Dandridge. And the second free throw is good from Reed. And Seattle keeps their advantage to 3 with under a minute to play in the first half. Gilliam. Jump shot. In response, no. Picked up by Reed. Robert Reed. Nicknamed Bobby Joe. Watch as Sigma will go to the line to shoot for 2. And Sigma, a rebounding machine in his debut. 4 for 4, make it 5 for 5 from the charity stripe so far. He's on double-double watch. Now with 10 points with that make there. And 9 rebounds. Towards it. Guarded by Johnson. Scans the court, gives it off to Gilliam. Gilliam with 9 on the shot clock. Back towards it. Screen set by Jones. Leaning shot, no good. Picked up by Sigma. Shot clock is off for the final 20 seconds of the first half. Wilkerson wants the drive though. He'll go to the line to shoot for 2. Bob Wilkerson, one of the top scoring rookies last season. 9.9 points per game, 6.6 rebounds, 1.4 assists. 66% from the stripe. No good on the second attempt. Largest lead for Seattle right now, 6 points. Closing out this half. Jones with the right hand stuff gets it. Seattle looking to respond before the end of the half. Sigma no good on the defense. Picked up by Portland as Petrie chucks it up. And that ends off a wild first half. 56-52 your score after 24 minutes of play. And welcome back to Portland Memorial Coliseum, where the Trailblazers trail 52-56 to the Seattle SuperSonics in what was a whirlwind of a second quarter, where Seattle rallied back from an 8-point deficit that took all throughout that quarter to rally back and take the largest lead of the game. Now, Brown with it for the first possession of Seattle's second half. Jim Brewer passes it back to Brown for the long J, and he gets it a roll. An ice-cold night so far for Brown, but the assist goes to Brewer. Jim Brewer's second assist of the evening. Poke loose as Bill Walton picks it back up. Hollins gets it poked loose again. Walton picks it back up. Hollins now resets. Double team comes. Walton with the right-hand stuff, yes. And Bill Walton with a very quiet night, only a couple buckets. He adds to those points totals there. He's now got 6. Watts to Brewer. Given back to Brown. Off to Dandridge. Dandridge double team. Now back to single team as Sigma cuts in. 2 on the shot clock. Brown to Sigma to beat the buzzer. Asked Walton, no good. The leading scorer in the first half, by the way, was Bob Dandridge with 12 points, 3 rebounds. Leading the way for the Trailblazers. A tie between Robin Jones's 8.6 rebounds and Johnny Davis's 8 points. Bucket is good once more. Walton's now got 8 for this quarter. 4 for 6 shooting. Brown gets it for the play. Just 2 points of the night. Coming on a quick checkup here in this third quarter. Dandridge down low. Can't get the lucky roll over Hollins. Giving up to Davis. Walton on the break. Rejected by Sigma. Taken back up by Seattle. Brown to Dandridge over Gross, no good. And Gross picking up the rebound. Swan around to Davis. Davis, long J, no good. Picked up by Brewer. Dandridge, by the way, 5 for 11 shooting now in this game. Driving it in once more. This time makes it 50% from the field with the bucket. 14 points now for Dandridge in his Seattle SuperSonics debut. 60-56 to score. 2.5 minutes in. Rejection on the play. Here comes Watts. Gives it to Brown. Brown stops. Gives it to Dandridge. Driving baseline. Around Gross. No good. Walton picks it up with his right hand. Walton brings it up to Davis. Alley-oop to Walton. Yes. And Bill Walton saying, look at me, I'm ready to play in this third quarter after being ice cold in the first half. Watts to Brown. Long J, no roll going in that time for Seattle. Up the floor to Davis. Draws the whistle. He'll go to the line to shoot for two. Jim Brewer called for the personal. And for Davis, as mentioned before, 8 points, a rebound, 3 for 6 field goals. 2 for 2, making now 4 for 4 from the free throw line. 60-60, now your score. 8:51 to go in the third quarter. As Brewer, off to Brown. Cuts it inside. Off to Watson, intercepted by Hollins. 2-on-1. Shuffle back, whistle called. Dandridge on the personal. And Davis will go back to the stripe once more for another trip. This time no good on the first. And the second does fall. Portland leads 61-60 as a result of that trip. Watts, picked with Sigma. To Brewer. Trying to cut in. Back to Watts for the reset. 10 on the shot clock. To Sigma. Guarded by Walton. Back to Watts. Screen set again by Brewer this time. To Sigma. Pass back. Intercepted by Bob Love. And the turnovers starting to pile up all of a sudden for Seattle. They had 7 in the first half. And a whistle called on the reach. 77-72, 2:18 to go in the third quarter. Trailblazers with the momentum. Towards it, gives it to Petrie. Jones comes with the screen. Wilkerson on the defense. The drive in, no good. Sigma now with board number 11 on the night. Johnson runs it downhill. Reed tries to cut baseline. Yes, sir. Back within 3 now is Seattle with the bucket. Robert Reed from St. Mary's University averaged 16.4 points per game last season, 8.4 rebounds per game. With it, Davis. Wide open. Yes, he's got it. Davis with 21 points this game leads the way in all scores so far. Johnson has to Wilkerson. Jump shot. Yes, sir. These teams starting to trade some blows here to close off this third quarter all of a sudden. Cutting inside. Petrie jukes out Wilkerson. The spin. The bucket. 11 made. Make from the field so far for Portland in this quarter. Sigma pick and roll. Gets make number 10 for Seattle. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. 81-78 your score here on CBS. Petrie cuts it in, and another whistle against Sigma. Petrie now with 9 points with the first make from the strike. 5 assists on the evening off the bench. 10 points now with both makes. Johnson lined up alongside Sigma, Brewer, Reed, and Wilkerson on the floor for Seattle. Wilkerson, wide open space on a pick and cut. An impressive little screen set by Wilkerson to set up the opportunity wide open on the drive. Davis. Screen set once more, goes for another J, this time tapped out to Johnson for the rebound. Takes it back up to Brewer. Up to Wilkerson. Wilkerson draws the whistle from behind. And now Wilkerson back to the stripe once more for Seattle. First of 2 is good. Into the game goes Bob Love with substitution. Second one is good. Wilkerson's now got 13 points. Shot clock is off for Portland. Towards it. Slowing it back down for the Trailblazers. Try to cut in a couple times now. This time finally breaks through. Sigma pokes it loose. Set back to Petrie. 5 seconds to work with. Petrie over Sigma. No good. Tapped out of bounds. And it will be Seattle possession. They say it goes off Jones. And Watts will just chuck it up to the sky to end off the third quarter. 83-82. Portland is your score here on CBS. And welcome back to Portland, where the Trailblazers lead by just 1 in what's been a barn burner, 83-82 over the Seattle SuperSonics. On Justin Prince, welcome back to CBS's coverage for opening day basketball for the 1977-78 season. Driving inside, Lionel Hollins rejected on the first play of the fourth quarter. With it, Dennis Johnson. Give it off to Robert Reed for the quick jumpy yes. 8 points now for Reed in this one. Shooting for both of the teams in the 40% range so far tonight. Hollins responds back with his own jump shot to give Portland back the lead. Seattle 42%, Portland 41% through 3 quarters. Watts gets the screen from Dandridge. Dandridge wide open for the slam dunk. Dandridge now has a team high 16 points on the night. And back and forth we go to start off the fourth quarter. 1 minute into the first quarter coming up here on NBA on CBS. Jack Sikma with the rebound on the miss. Johnson kicks it up to a wide open Reed for the slam dunk. Robert Reed with 4 points this quarter. He was 2 for 3 from the field prior to the fourth. Hollins, jump shot once more. This time it's off center. Picked up by Dandridge. Watts taking it back up. Hollins just 3 for 11 from the field tonight. Johnson guarded by Petrie. Off to Dandridge. 9 on the shot clock. Spins it around. Trying to find separation. Off to Reed. Reed, jumper again, gets it to go. And the rookie continuing to pick up buckets now for Seattle. Poked loose by Watts. Takes it up on the steal. Watts down the floor. Yes, he's got it. And a 10-2 run in the past 90-plus seconds now for Seattle. Momentum swinging the SuperSonics direction all of a sudden. Petrie gives it off to Hollins. Giving off to Jones. Back to Hollins. 9 on the shot clock once more. Screen set by Love. Hollins, the cut. Love, the catch. Petrie, the chuck up. Long jumper, no good. And here come the Boo Birds as the Trailblazers offense continues to stall out. Reed. Screen set. Kicks it off to Dandridge. Intercepted by Jones. No one there to stop him as he slams it down with both hands. And that stops the Boo Birds now from the Portland faithful. As pick set by Sikma. Sikma down low, nearly stolen away. Sikma with the over the back foul. Second time we've seen that called this game for either side. As Dennis Johnson will come out for Fred Brown with the stoppage. Dennis Johnson, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals in this one. Petrie. Screen set by Walton. Goes for the J. No good. Taken back up by Seattle now. Watts has it poked away. Picks it back up. Tapped out of bounds. Stays SuperSonics possession. Defense now starting to have to pick up here with the Seattle momentum from Portland. Dandridge, long J wide open. Little bit off. Hollins now takes it back up. Gets a lot of separation this time as Gilliam gets it. Approaching 4 minutes into the fourth quarter. Jumper no good from Gilliam. Now Watts with it. Across the timeline to Sikma. Sikma to Brewer. Treated back to Watts. 11 on the shot clock this possession. Taken across the free throw line. Watts no good. Rebound by Gross. Up to Walton. Walton, so far, 12 points, 8 rebounds. Love, no good. Rebounded by Dandridge. Watts now brings it back up. Drive by Brewer draws the whistle. 104-97, 4:11 to go in the fourth quarter here on CBS. The question mark is, can Portland come back in this one? Love, no good. Rebounded by Brewer. Taken up by Watts. Off to Sikma. He draws contact. He'll go to the line to shoot for 2. Sikma with 13 points, 14 rebounds. Make it 14 points, 14 rebounds in this one. An impressive rookie debut in the NBA. Watts with the steal. again with a chance to slam it, this time with the right hand. And that's the 11th turnover by the Trailblazers in this game. As another reach-in call, Dandridge again, another personal. 4th personal. And the Trailblazers will inbound from the sideline. Hollins to Gross. Given down low to Walton. Walton, the J, no good over Sigma. Watts now looking to kick it back up. Brewer has a mismatch, elects to pass it back out. 13 on the shot clock, pick and roll set. Watts goes for the contested bunny, no good. Walton will now try and take it back out for Portland. Hollins looking to give momentum now to the Trailblazers. He cuts in, over top 2 mismatches, again can't get it to go. And the Trailblazers starting to clam up with 3 minutes to go in the 4th. Brewer setting the screen as Watts finds Sigma for the post matchup. Had the mismatch with Davis that time. And the lead's extended to 13 points now for the SuperSonics. Down low it goes, back to Davis. Swung around to Hollins. Walton. Again guarded up by Sigma. Again no good. Sigma with rebound number 15 of the night. Brown picks up the tempo now for Seattle. Retreats it back on the stop and go. Sigma rolls in. Wide open rebound. Rejected by Walton again. Taken up by Gross. Gross cutting in for the floater. No good. And Brown on the rebound once more this time. Dandridge with 24.7 rebounds. Has it poked loose. Brown keeps possession for Seattle. Dandridge, quick floater, makes it 26. 12 of the points coming this quarter for Bob Dandridge. An impressive 4th. Gives Seattle the momentum as Watts nearly steals it away again. Under 2 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Hollins, guarded by Watts. Up to Love. In the post. Guarded by Brewer. The fade back, no good. And the Boo Birds come out yet again in Portland. Watts nearly stolen away. Avoids the backcourt violation. Brown gets the pick. Brown gets the J. Brown makes the J. Timeout called by Portland. Hayward with the second free throw is good. That trims the lead down to 12. Both benches have been cleared out by the respective sides here as Byron Beck. Looking for a man to pass it to, gives it to Tom Burleson. 8 on the shot clock, one of the final possessions of this game. The cut inside, in the double team, traffic no good. The shot clock is off. Last chance for Portland to shoot it up, and Dom Boosie steals it away. The Seattle SuperSonics will start the 1977-78 season 1-0. They win 115-103 the final. A dominant 4th quarter for the SuperSonics as they close things out here in Portland. With that, it's time to say goodbye. We'd like to thank you for tuning in for today's exciting action here on CBS. Enjoy the rest of your evening. An impressive game for us to start off the 1977-78 season as we took the victory 115-103 over the Portland Trailblazers. As you can see, the Trailblazers were outshot by us by about 6 made field goals on the day. As well, the charity stripe was very critical, 27 makes per side, but in the end, we were able to come away with the victory after securing a long run to close off the 4th quarter. Bob Dandridge led the lane scoring for us with 26.7 rebounds and an assist, 12 plus of those points coming in the 4th quarter. Jack Sigma in his rookie debut, 16.16 rebounds, 2 steals and a block, only 4-15 shooting, but 8 of 8 from the charity stripe. Jim Brewer was player of the game with 14.17 rebounds and 5 blocks, along with 5 assists with 4-11 shooting. Bob Wilkerson off the bench, 13 points, Slick Watts, not the best of days, 7 assists with just 12 points on 5 of 11 shooting. Robert Reed heated up in the second half with 12 points as well, while Dennis Johnson, 11 points, 9 assists. For the Portland Trail Blazers, it was Johnny Davis who led the way in scoring with 23 points, Bill Walton 16 points, 11 rebounds, with Lionel Hollins picking up 10 points and 7 assists. It wasn't as strong as a Portland team compared to past seasons. They definitely felt the loss of Maurice Lucas to their starting lineup for this matchup. His replacement, Bob Love, just 7 points, 3 of 10 shooting, 5 rebounds on the night. With that though, a big victory to start 77-78 off with a bang. I'd like to thank you for tuning in for today's episode of my NBA 2K77 MyLeague. With that, it's time to say goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening. We'll see you next time.